being in the way is actually a good thing.
That's good.
Because this is the worst time of the day to film here. Unless you have clouds.
Because the sunset?
Yeah,
Back shadow?
The sun's over there.
Yeah. I think you're seeing things.
Is that so? Rail fans or homeless people? Hard to tell. There we go. The tripod's all jacked up at the moment. Sorry, guys. There we go. Now it's level. What? It's a slug. That's a slug. Alrighty. Sorry about the tripod being unlevel there. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm here at Coffey's Cliff. Thought I'd do some evening train watching. We've got a little bit over probably about an hour of daylight here, and believe it or not, it's actually not too bad with the way the lights, the lighting settings are right now for photography. No wind, beautiful weather, no humidity. It's just honestly one of the best nights I've had in a while for watching trains. It's just great weather. How's everybody else doing tonight? Yeah, maybe that was my fault. I don't know. I think one of the legs is just messed up on this tripod, so. Got a, what looks like an SD40-2. I can't completely tell if it's a 40-2. I think it is, because it's got a bell mounted on the long hood, so it looks like it's a former N&W one. We've got a Norfolk Southern train coming from the Atlanta North District that should be here pretty soon. And I can't tell. I'm pretty sure this train that we've got right here, and it is. This is a outbound train headed north on the CNOTP. Pan around so you guys can see the rest of the yard. Sure sounds good. Milwaukee area rail fan asks, how did I come up with the idea for the house between the tracks video, and how did I meet the owner? Well, I met Ed Painter about 2 years ago after I moved down here, and just kind of struck up a friendship with him. And it is an SD40-2. I struck up a friendship with Ed and stayed in contact with him, and he invited me over to his house to see his layout. And just over the last couple of years, I've continued to be friends with him and just hang out with him as much as I can, because Ed's a pretty cool guy. Hanging out with a wife. We brought our camping chairs, as you can see. She doesn't mind watching trains.
I like it.
She just likes being out and about. See, she was homeschooled, so she doesn't have anything else fun that she likes to do, so I'm just kidding. What's your favorite thing to do?
Spend time with you.
Oh, other than that. Other than that, she likes board games
Board
and
games.
water parks.
Yeah, I do like water parks.
Those are her two favorite things. So, but other than those things, she likes coming and watching trains with me. So, what can I say? Kevin Bygrave says, or asks rather, Drayton, will you be posting some of Ed's videos anytime soon? The answer to that is yes. I have 5 of Ed's videos in the queue right now. And probably within the next month, we'll have all those out. And the chairs do have cup holders. Thank you very much. I just can't figure out how to get it to pop out.
It has this. You gotta turn it.
Yeah, there it is. See? Cup holders. Right there. So, what are my thoughts on CSX dropping the boxcar logo? I think it's really stupid. I think the boxcar logo was really a creative design. A lot different than a lot of other railroads. It wasn't corny like R.J. Corman's. Like, you know, theirs was like a train on a train. And what I like about the CSX logo is it's just an outline of a train car. That's all it is. The way I took at it, it was almost like parentheses, you know. Freight is the name of the business and our name is secondary. It's just we're so focused on moving the freight that we want that to be the focus of our logo as opposed to our name, which I liked. I thought that was really cool. That was, you know, to me, really neat. But apparently not to CSX. They've kind of gone through a little bit of an identity crisis. They're trying to figure out if they should put a website like Canadian National does on their logo. They're trying to figure out if they should just stick with the regular boring CSX lettering. And so who knows? Who knows what's going to end up happening? But one thing that drives me absolutely crazy, and I think it's just because I'm OCD, is that the CSX logo on their Facebook profile is not centered. That just drives me up a wall. They need to re-upload it and reposition it so it's centered, because it's not centered. I have. I've been to Horseshoe Curve several times. Shout out to Jason True, who's watching from East Ridge. Looks like we got a slug set coming this way. Tell you what, today would have been the absolute perfect day to go watch trains here all day, but unfortunately I had to work. It is what it is. You know, fun fact, I learned today that KCS actually converted F units into cab units. They had the prime mover removed and they were turned into road slugs. So they actually could run an F unit without a prime mover and control the unit behind it, like GP40s and things like that, which I thought was really kind of cool, actually. Shout out to Donnie Horton, Atlanta Railfan Production, says he's in Folkston, Georgia. I have not ever been to Folkston before. I've always wanted to, just haven't had an opportunity to do it. I thought Folkston was in Florida, but I guess not. Be nice if this train that's sitting here would get out of the way so we can get a better view of the slug sets. There's 3 slug sets down there right now switching. Yeah, I heard that that there's a few of those KCS slugs around. TVRM actually has one, which is kind of cool. Looks like Woody Shepherd left me a super chat. Thank you for that super chat. Make sure you send me an email, delayinblockproductions@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link to my next several YouTube videos. If you guys want to support the channel, you can do so through PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. And as a small thank you for supporting the channel, I'll send you my next several YouTube videos. You'll get to see them before anybody else does. So appreciate that. And if you can't support the channel monetarily, you can do so by just hitting that like button. It helps a lot. We got 100 viewers right now. Yeah, Norfolk Southern retired their F units a long time ago. Like a year and a half ago. What are my thoughts on 4K video? Well, I think 4K video is great, but I think it's a little bit of an overkill. The reason why is because the file sizes are just absolutely insane. And here's the thing, let's face it, not many people are going to buy 4K videos unless they're on DVD. And most people don't buy DVDs anyway. Like, there are 4K channels on YouTube. But the problem you run into when you're somebody like me that films trains and that's all you do is that you run out of space quickly on your external hard drives. I mean, I have a 10 terabyte drive, and I went out west recently, and the 10 terabyte drive I have, there's already a full terabyte from that trip, just that one trip. So I quickly learned that shooting 4K is nice, but the problem is the file sizes are just insane. So I generally stick to 1080p, and I know you can film in 4K and take the file size down, you know, you can compress it, but at the end of the day, you're still having to deal with these massive files on your external hard drive. And you know, I think 1080 is fantastic. I mean, it's HD. Another thing is too is I personally like 60 frames per second, because that's basically about how our eyes behave. Hey, Jack Carson, since you're a mod, can you mute Ethan Armitage? Because the good vibes thing, we don't need the spam in the comments. But yeah, anyway, like I said, you can compress the stuff, but at the end of the day, you're still having to deal with those just ginormous files. And it's just a little too much. What do I eat for dinner? Something different every day. Otherwise, it would get boring. Hey, Todd. Hope you're doing well, buddy. My buddy Todd Feldposh tuning in from my home state of Michigan. Todd makes a lot of really great videos, so if you want to see some cool Michigan shortline videos, go check out his channel. Todd, I can't remember. Have we met in person? I can't remember if we have or not, but either way, if we have, I'd like to see you again. If not, I'd like to meet you in person one of these days. We'll have to go shoot the Lake State Port Huron job. Yeah, I would rather sacrifice just a little bit of quality for 60 frames a second. So, Bangayaka. That's right. Good afternoon. This is the Big Toe. I am not at Glendale. But I am killing mosquitoes. Man, I'm honestly kind of surprised at how dead it's here right now. This train wasn't in the way. You could see those slugs switching, but usually we'd have had a train by now. Todd says we haven't met in person yet, but that we need to remedy that. Yes, I agree. I followed Todd on Facebook for probably 3 or 4 years, and on Instagram as well. Todd's either Instagram or YouTube handle was Mr. Ferroquinologist, which is a really fancy term for Mr. Railfan. And I always thought that was kind of a cool channel name. If you haven't done it yet, guys, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. I'm really hoping we get a freight train here pretty soon. I forgot to bring my radio.
Oh man.
Always forget to bring my radio.
Yeah, we need to get a thing where you can keep it in the car.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, my employer, Scale Trains, is now on Instagram. So if you want to go follow us, it's scaletrains.official. Am I ready for Amtrak 160-8 livery? Yeah. Very much so. I wish they'd paint all of the P-42s like that, because that paint scheme is smoking. That is like unbelievably awesome. Donnie Horton says that he followed Scale Trains on Instagram. Thank you for doing that. If y'all haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. You can also support the channel on PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. And as a small thank you for supporting the channel, I'll send you my next several YouTube videos as a small thanks. You'll get to see them before everybody else. Hello there, Tennessee Rail Productions. Jason True says he's got his radio scanning for me right now. Appreciate that. Don't know if anybody has ATCS up right now, but I'd love to know what it's looking like for the trains here in Chattanooga. Right now, it seems very dead. That E-Bell's got a nice ring to it. Hey there, Mr. Davis from New Market, Alabama. My Undertaker friend. Appalachia Train Video says he'll check ATCS for me. What is my favorite NS Heritage unit? Probably the New York Central. I think the lightning stripe scheme looks good on any car body that it's ever been put on. And I grew up in South Central Michigan, so I'm a little partial to it. My second favorite probably has to go to maybe the Central of Georgia. I really like the Erie Heritage unit. I've never shot that one. That's the only one I think I've never shot. My least favorite is the Monongahela. That thing is boring. I think the think the Savannah and Atlanta one is boring. DPS 7700 says that he lives 15 minutes from the scale train shop on 411. That's pretty cool. So you either live in Delano or Ocoee or Reliance or Calhoun. Yeah, the Conrail Heritage Unit's pretty cool. I like the Conrail one a lot. The Conrail Heritage Unit's pretty sweet. Dawson Yard Productions, the mayor, TB, says that there's something at Hickson. So hopefully that'll be here soon. But whatever train this is that's sitting here right in front of me is just sitting here. So I don't think we'll be able to see it unless this train gets out of the way. Old Fort, awesome. One of my coworkers lives there. What is my favorite heritage unit for CNN? Well, they're fake news, so basically any old news story, because every one of them is a fake news, fake railroad. Tomato, tomato. My favorite CN heritage unit is probably the Illinois Central, the Death Star. Wow, Appalachia train video says that's the closest and the only train nearby. Even on CSX? Man. Well, we'll see. Maybe this train will get moving. Yeah, the Conrail Heritage Unit does need an RS5T. Appalachia says there is nothing on CSX either. Wow, depressing. Kind of surprised. Yeah, the CSX, the K&A line, which isn't the best one to see a lot of trains on. They surely don't get a lot of traffic. Mr. Davis says, what's the best way to make a donation? Honestly, I prefer PayPal, but make sure you send it as friends and family, because otherwise they'll charge you with the fee. Super Chat's probably the second best way. I don't really like doing Patreon. So, but I appreciate that. If you want to support the channel, you can get in touch with me on PayPal by clicking the link in the video description, or you can do so through Super Chat. Either way, those are the two best methods. David Niebush, who I haven't seen in a long time and I hope is doing well, he says, at least your weather looks better than in South Central Michigan. Hope you're doing well there, Dave. Say hi to Brent for me. Dave and Brent, that's his brother, we went on a trip together to Chicago back in 2015, I think it was. That was a long time ago. 6 years ago, and that was a fun trip. We had a lot of fun, didn't we? We rode Amtrak and went to downtown Chicago and hung out at Hinsdale, and it was a great time. F you Google and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. I think that's what that says. Yep, that's great. My favorite username. My favorite is a M5. And that SD40-2 sounds good. I just wish that I could get a good video of it. It's a local. No, that would be my least favorite. K5LLA. Those are the most obnoxious horns. I don't know how those are FRA legal because they're so loud. I like M5s. They're melodic. They just sound good. Wow, Dave says that after he left Brent and myself, number 5, the Empire Builder, sat for over 4 hours in Fraser on the way to Emeryville. Wow. Yeah, whatever happened to Elmo the Communist? Well, here's a great view of the slug set that is blocked by the auto racks. Hope you guys are enjoying the awesome view. I think the SD70 Max have 4,400 horsepower. Kirk Bailey says, thanks for doing these live streams. Hey, look, we got a southbound. How about that? But I have a bad feeling that it's going to be blocked. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Here's our first train and probably only train of the evening. Enjoy. Looks like it's a SD70 Ace. Winter, I'm telling you, is the best time of the year to railfan in the South. 100%. We got 170 people watching right now. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, you can do so through PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. For a small contribution, for even $1 and up, I'll send you my next several YouTube videos and you'll get to see them before everybody else. Yeah, if you want to send $100, go right ahead. That'd be great. Looks like Mr. Davis left a super chat. I'm not sure how much that is for, but thanks for sending that super chat in. Unfortunately, on the third-party app, I can't see how large donations are. So appreciate that contribution. Thank you. Oh, people are saying Mr. Davis sent in $100. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis. Really, really appreciate that. I'm going to go get set up for this train. Thank you for that massive super chat. I'll send you my video. Well, does anybody know what train that was? Just out of curiosity. Looks like William Cannon left a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that super chat. And another big shout out to Mr. Davis for the $100 super chat. He says, keep up the good work, and I hope to run into you somewhere soon, but not at the place of my business. Well, I hope not, Mr. Davis. that would be a bad day. And finally, this train's getting out of our way. So someone said 15T. So let's see if we can get to 200 likes. We're at 135 right now. Let's see if we can get to 200. Really appreciate that super chat, Mr. Davis. This month has been a really difficult month on YouTube as a content creator because I haven't had an opportunity to upload a new video in about 2 months, and I'm working on that. Like I said, I have about 12 videos in the works right now, but all of them require editing and narration and a lot of work. So unfortunately, I won't be able to upload anything for a little bit while longer, but any support that I can get from you guys really helps. So thank you so much for that huge $100 super chat. And make sure you send me an email. I'll send you at least 5 videos. I've got 5 videos edited as we speak that I can send to you. They're not narrated yet, but you can at least see the non-narrated version pretty early on. And there you guys go. You can see the beauty of Coffey's Cliff here in the ghetto. Shopping carts from Dollar General. Plastic toys for kids. Drywall, nails, clothes, a couch. Incredible. Tennessee Rail Production says 15T is what that last train looked like. So maybe it is 15T. All I want is a nice shot of that slug, and I can consider this day very successful. I wasn't really planning on seeing any trains, but figured out why not. You know, I'd see what I could see, and thankfully got to see one coming into the yard and that one departing, although we didn't get to see the power. But Norfolk Southern being Norfolk Southern, I'm sure it wasn't that interesting. The NS, in my opinion, has one of the most sterile rosters in the United States. Maybe only second to BNSF. BNSF has a pretty boring roster, if you ask me. Now, their 4 axles are cool and stuff, but you never see that stuff on the main line. At least Norfolk Southern has heritage units. Track and Trail says, give that man a thumbs up. A hand up works too. If you want to make a super chat, that's gladly accepted. Thank you for that. Thank you, Nathan Scoville, with the like button. Thank you so much for that. So what does everybody think of the Kansas City Southern Canadian Pacific merger? You know, I'm really sad to see KCS potentially go away. But it's going to be interesting to see how it develops Canadian Pacific's business. I'm excited to see what comes of it. Now, I personally am really excited if they decide to run that steam locomotive. It'd be really cool. Here comes the slug set. So we believe that the manifest train going into the yard was 15 feet, 15 feet. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that like button. There's 230 people watching right now. Glad we got a chance to see that slug set. The one that I really want to see, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to see it because it's way back down in the yard. It's the one with the SD40-2 set. Well, guys, I was just informed that unfortunately we're not going to have any trains until after dark. So unfortunately, this is probably going to be it for the live stream. I don't want to bore you guys to death. So just wanted to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Oh, looks like another super chat just came in from Can Railfan Productions. Thank you for that super chat. Can't see what the amount is for, but thank you for supporting. $5, $5. Thank you for that, and make sure you send me an email, delayinblockproductions@gmail.com, and I'll send you my next several YouTube videos as a small thank you for supporting the channel. Well, guys, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out here with me for about 45 minutes on Coffey's Cliff here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We'll see you next time. Hopefully this weekend we'll do another live stream this weekend, and hopefully for a lot longer than 45 minutes. Thanks again, everybody, and thank you, Mr. Davis, for your huge $100 super chat. Have a good night.